I had a really beautiful and just chill weekend, but the most special thing from my weekend was my son wanted to treat me to dinner. So if you're new here, I have a 15-year-old young king that I'm raising, and he is my world. If you follow me on Instagram, you see post pictures and different things that I'll share about my motherhood journey. But uh, we celebrated Mother's Day on the actual Mother's Day as a group, and we took my mother to dinner, and my brother and my sister, and so we celebrated all of us. But my son wanted to still have a moment that was just him and I, and so he said, "I want to take you to one of my favorite restaurants," and so made a reservation and treated me. And y'all, we had such an amazing time. I am with him being 15, I just came into this place when he got to high school where I realized, oh my goodness, like time is flying, and very soon he's going to be leaving the house to go to college. I better savor every single moment. And I think if you're a parent here, like, come on, talk back to me. I think we savor moments with our children, but we can definitely get, it's a lot. I mean, parenthood is committing every single day. I got to feed this child, I got to clothe them, all these things, right? So it can be a lot. But I've just gotten to a space of motherhood where I'm determined, like, you know how you're drinking your favorite cup of coffee and it's kind of dwindling down. So you're like, all right, let me stop and really enjoy these sips. You might not have been drinking it that slow the whole time. You maybe gulping it a little bit. And now you're like, all right, let me stretch this. So I'm being so intentional about connection. And it's funny because this episode is not about motherhood, but I do want to say this. I have found, and even as I'm talking to other family members and parents of Jordan's friends this age, like, this is an age, high school, these teenage years, where a lot of people, excuse me, begin losing connection. And I think there's a lot of assumptions that our children don't need us anymore, where they may not need us in the same ways. He can feed himself, he can wash his clothes, he can do a lot of things, but he does still need me. He needs me in a different way. And I think I heard Bishop Jakes give it this language. He talked about how, when they're little, they're a part of our world, but as they start to grow, what I have found that really strengthens that connection is going into his world. And it started when he was a little bit younger. I'd go into his room sometime and sit there and watch him play the game and be like, tell me about this game, or what are you doing? That was a way of me coming into his world to say, I'm interested in who you are and what you think about. I think of you as a person and not just my son. Like, you're a young person with your own interests and thoughts. And I'm coming in here. This is your space. This is your domain. And so even now I have, it's him being a teenager. It's not necessarily me going in that room, child. I just close the door and be like, you know what? But it is me coming into his world via conversation. And so we're talking about the girls that he's interested in and the things and his career and his friends, all of these things, because I started a habit of coming into his world. And I don't know why the Lord had me share that, but no matter what age your children are, I think just us being really intentional about connection with them and letting them know that I see you and I see you as a person, like, and I like who you are and I value you and I'm interested in you and the things that you are interested in. And man, it makes me think about God, like, that our Father is so concerned. David said, who am I that you're mindful of me? Like, you're so concerned about my life and my interests and my things. But as we're raising godly children, when we demonstrate that intentionality and care and connection, it's easy for them to believe that there's a God in heaven who cares about them in that way, because we've demonstrated that first.